client come and see me the other day, and he had been in such a huge Barney with his partner. And all the way to come and see me, he had been raging in his head, so frustrated and angry and unhappy and upset, and feeling so attacked by this argument and this fight that they'd had. And when we unpacked it, it became such a wonderful learning experience. And so what happened is he'd made a mistake, and she had gotten really, really upset with him. And she'd started yelling at him. And as she started yelling at him, he became more and more defensive. And so he started yelling back at her. And as they started yelling with each other, she started to then go down this pathway of you are useless, you're never going to come right, you need to get more ambition, you're not good enough, blah, 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 blah. And he felt worse and worse and worse, so of course he got more and more defensive, and this argument just boom. And he was really upset. Now when we get into an argument like that with our partner and we let this thing escalate, it takes a major, major chunk out of our trust account. And it's really, really important for us in our relationships to have this high level of trust between us, this high level of I've earned your respect and your love and your trust between us. And we can really do a lot of damage to that when we're raging. Sometimes our partner does that to us, right? Sometimes they can't help themselves. They're really upset, they're very unhappy. They just have this bad energy inside of them and they want to vomit it out on us. But here's what's really interesting. If we can see in that moment that this vitriol that's coming out of them, this anger that's coming out of them, is based in a really low mood and most likely a feeling of insecurity, then instead of becoming defensive and protective over ourselves, we're able to work with it, deal with them, speak to them from the knowledge that they're really feeling insecure right now. And when your partner's feeling really insecure, that gives you potential for compassion instead of defensiveness and anger yourself. And so when we unpacked this and said, well, what would you do differently next time? He said, well, I think next time what I would do is I would simply say, I can see that this freaked you out. I'm really sorry that I made this error. I'm going to go and fix it right now. It'll be okay. And by doing that, we're recognizing both that something that we've done is a problem, apologizing appropriately, and coming into compassion with the fact that we know that they're feeling unhappy. When we get defensive, they feel unheard. When they feel unheard, it just gets louder and more aggressive and brings in the 10 years of old fights that we thought we'd put away in the package and hidden away from the children. But when we say, yes, I acknowledge that you're feeling uncomfortable, and how can I help? That changes things completely, doesn't it? Since I learned myself not to respond with defensiveness and protectiveness when somebody attacks me, I've had some of the most extraordinary experiences. And those experiences, instead of blowing up into these huge fights like used to happen in my life, have become these things where somebody gets upset and they're like, and they're having a conniption. And then sometime later, they come to me and they say, I'm really sorry that I lost my stuff. In the past, we would have been fighting and there'd be a huge blowout and it would be bad for me. So to sit still in the presence of somebody else's anger or frustration or fear, and to know with compassion that all of the stuff that they're vomiting all over you really comes from that place of fear and insecurity, changes the dynamic experience completely. What a wonderful capacity, what a wonderful strength